What is that?
I mean, do you think that we should upgrade to Windows 11 now, or?
Hey, check this out. How did you learn how to do this?
This is amazing.
Well, I googled it. Let me introduce you to Linux Mint.
Hello everyone, we are back, and today we're going to have a little fun. We are going to use Linux Mint on an iMac. This is a 2011 iMac. The principle should be the same for the 2008, 2009. I'm not sure, there's no 10, right? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've used an iMac. So this particular iMac was for my mother to use, and I put Windows on it, and for some reason that stopped working, and it had High Sierra, which is the latest operating system that it supports, and then I also put Monterey on it, but when you use Monterey it's a little slow. So we ended up just using High Sierra because that works fine. The only thing is with High Sierra is you can't run a lot of the newer programs. So after my video that I made about putting Linux Mint on my personal Office PC, I thought, well, why don't we put it on a Mac and see how that works. And I installed it. I didn't record the installation, that was kind of boring. But the funny thing is it kind of went smoother than the PC installation. So I wanted to show people, I'm sure there's 100 videos about this, but I just wanted to show my version of how easy it is and if it's beneficial or not to run Mint. The Windows thing, the problem with Windows on these iMacs is it works, okay, it works fine, but it's kind of, not everything works, especially on the older ones. If you do it on an 08 or an 09, sometimes the Wi-Fi doesn't work, and then the certain things don't work, you know, but it works, that's what I'm saying, it works fine, it's just, it's not a smooth transition. So what I did was I used the same Linux Mint that I used on my Office PC. So if you'll notice here, the Linux Mint version is kind of old because I made this flash drive a long time ago. But since I had it on hand, I figured I'll just use it. I have to make a new one at some point. So we're not going to talk too much about Windows. This is strictly just about Mac users using Linux. So if you're a Windows person, you can quietly leave the room because we're just going to talk about this versus the macOS. And the goal here is to make this kind of look like a Mac on the desktop and everything. Hopefully, because when you come in here, it looks a little boring. So I didn't do this the first time when I installed Linux, so let's just go through the introduction here. When you first install it, I had no issues with the installation. It worked perfectly. The macOS is still on the other partition. So when you boot up, I can choose between this Linux and the Monterey. So desktop colors, I guess, is the personalization. Yeah, dark, light. There's no, guess there's no auto. System snapshots. This is the sort of the backup thing. I actually haven't used that on mine. Snapshot type. Oh wait, never mind. I don't want to do that right now. Okay, drivers. Let's check out the drivers. Now here are the specifications of this Mac. I pulled it up here. So this is a 2011 27-inch iMac. So it has an i7 2600 3.4 gigahertz processor. The memory is 4. No. Let's see. I did this earlier. The memory should be 8. Or no, it's weird. This one has 5 gigs of memory because it had some memory in it, and then I added more, but it didn't work, so I added just another 2 chips and it came out to 5. That's why it says 4.8. That's fine, that's plenty. And then these Macs have dedicated graphics, 6970M. Now you would think to yourself, this is a pretty still capable machine, right? I mean, on the PC side, 2nd gen i7, high processor speed, dedicated graphics. This is the equivalent of a laptop dedicated graphics, but still it's dedicated graphics. And when I put Windows on it, it was running great. I just don't know what happened to it. It just died. When you would boot into the Windows, it just started getting a blue screen, and so I quit that. But anyway, so let's see, system settings, configure the system the way you like. So I want to do that in a minute. But the point of this is, what I'm saying is, why can't this Mac, which was probably $2,000 when it was new, they won't let you run the new software on it. And it's not like Windows where there's a bypass. It's like, no, you can't run it unless you use a patcher. The problem with the patcher is, when you do that, you never know, it might just stop working at some point. It still works. The software that I put on here, the Monterey, it still works, but there's no guarantee. That's why I had the High Sierra on it. But let's check out this. So we have the apps. So what apps do we want to put? So the App Store would be here. It's called Software Manager. So what we're going to do, just for the time being, is put this on the panel here. So this, finally I figured this out after using it for a few days on the PC, how to operate this. So this is your panel, like your taskbar. I'm not sure what it's called in Windows. I mean, macOS. But that's where you can add apps to. So we're gonna move all of this into the center like a Mac. But check this out. This is interesting. Look, everything works here. Bluetooth works, Wi-Fi works, volume works, even the brightness. Because it's iMac is all in one with the monitor. I was shocked that if I would have known that, I would have installed it a long time ago. So let's see, what do we want to do here? The first thing I was going to do was change the background. So I had pictures. Where is it? Desktop pictures. Thought I had a picture saved. No? Well, let's pick something funny. So let's go Mac on Linux. Images. Which one should we use? Linux. I think most people would use this on a... Let's do... this. Under downloads. Okay, let's try this again. So backgrounds, themes, backgrounds, Linux Mint, add downloads here. One of these. Why can't I click on it? Okay, should be. Alright, well, we'll just do this one. So changing the background, that's easy. Firewall. I'm not sure how the firewall works. It seems like it's not necessarily on by default. Status on. Getting started, yeah. Okay, now it's on. So I don't know what that's going to do, but that's fine. So, as a Mac user, you're going to be very confused by this menu on this particular version of Linux because, as I was on the PC, everything's on the left side. So what we're going to do is move this to be big. And then we go to panel edit mode. There was something. How did I do it last time? Center zone? No. Allow. Come on, you can do it. I guess we'll have to look that up too. Okay. I did it before. Left zone, add new panel, panel edit mode. Panel edit mode on. There's a way you can like snap it in the center. Okay, well, let's turn this off. Let's go to here. And we'll Google it. Even though I just did this. Like the other day I just did this. Let's see, Linux panel center. How to move to center. Right click on the panel, edit mode, then drag the icons. Do not forget, that's what I did. Edit mode, drag icons, right? Is it because I'm using it? No? Let's try this. Add new panel. Let's put a top one up here. Put this up here. Nope. Nope. So now I have no panel. Oops. Shoot. Add a new panel. Great. Now I broke it. get rid of this. Remove. Yes. Okay. Never mind. So we have, here's Office. So we have LibreOffice Writer. I forgot what's the Mac Office called. Or no, it doesn't come with Office. So this is going to be our list of things to do. So we want a center taskbar. We want to move this around. Let's see what we can find in the software manager. So if you're wondering why it seems to be a little bit sluggish, it is a hard drive, so it's slow. The computer's not slow, but the hard drive is slow. And they tend to, especially on the Macs, they tend to get slower and slower over time. So this one is pretty slow. But it works fine still, so we just leave it. Let's see, what can we do? Oh, I wanted to add the clock, that's right. Clock. So let's do that. Clock. Because see, the clock is here, but look how tiny it is. Show calendar, show weekend calendar. That's the calendar. Wonder if we can find something better. Let's try this. So the thing that I found is the software manager, which is the App Store. It's so easy. Even on a PC, you know, when you set up a new system, you have to go download everything from different websites. This is just all together. It's nice. The only thing is, whoever you're setting up the computer for, you kind of have to do it for them, because imagine if you gave this to somebody that this is supposed to be for my mom, right? Like, she's not going to know how to do any of this, even if I explained it. Whatever she used to do on this was she'd load it and click on Chrome, and that's it. One application. So I have to make sure before I give this back that everything's all set up, or else I'm going to have to be the one to deal with everything. So let's see. There's that. System reports. Just thinking about it. Oh, just saying there's a new version of Linux. Okay, that's fine. So I'm trying to think of, so if you were to go from a Mac to this, what would you be missing? You'll be missing Safari. I think that if you have a Mac this old, you're not using Safari anymore, you're using Chrome, because Safari doesn't work well on the old Macs. You're going to lose your synchronization, so you're not going to have pictures and notes and calendars and stuff like that. Even the thing about the old Macs and High Sierra, even though it doesn't really do anything anymore, it still syncs with your iPhone automatically. And Chrome still works, even though it's an old version of Chrome, it still works. And that's kind of all you can do with it. I think you can FaceTime with it still, not sure. But, you know, at this point, if you're using a Mac that old, I don't think you need all of that anymore. But this would be good to give to, you know, somebody that doesn't know anything about computers, or a kid or something, because now you can run all kinds of stuff on here, whereas on the High Sierra you can't. Why is this taking so long to download? It's just a clock, man. 788 megabytes for a clock? Seriously? Let's do notes. I like the notes. So let's put that on the panel. Notes. I don't know if she would even use notes, but I'll just put it there. I like this feature, screenshot, to where you can do this and then you just go like that and it saves a picture. It's cool. Windows used to have that. I don't know why it doesn't anymore, or maybe I just don't know where it is. System settings. What else can we do? Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot going on here. We're just basically gonna run Chrome. I'm just trying to figure out what else a Mac person would want. Can you wait? Can you run Safari on here? Let's see. That would be interesting. No, I didn't think so. Let's see what else. Email. So I think what we'll do is, because we don't want to use the left menu, is we're just going to put everything on the panel. And then hopefully we can make it in the center. So we want writer, and then we want what else? Probably the email, Thunderbird. Add to panel. I guess we could put the Excel one, right? Okay. That's all you would need, right? Chrome, notes, writer, email, calc, and system settings. We'll just do that for a while. I don't think you need to have that necessarily on the panel. I wonder if the DVD drive would work. So you see it has this, you can snap the screen. This is like Windows. And the screen's so big on this, you could have like 4 screens. It's 27 inch. So I wanted to see if it'll pick up my headphones. Adapter. How do you search? Somebody's TV? think maybe it's connecting to my phone. 1 second. Okay. No, Bluetooth is off, so why is it not? Adapter, preferences, view, sort by, stop. Maybe it doesn't work for audio? Searching, close, okay. Try again, search. I'm surprised, it should work for audio, right? Guess not. Okay, so the clock, which was taking 10 years to download, what happened to that? Where's my clock? Two gigs for one clock. Let's see how it looks. I feel like if it's that big, it's gonna make the computer slower. All I want is a clock here. I don't need anything crazy. Close that. Time settings. Yeah, this is really not what I was looking for. No, I don't need a timer. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that. Let's remove it. So yeah, I thought I was gonna do all this configuring, but I did. I'm not doing too well again. I should have practiced first. Let's see what else we have. Printers. Which doesn't have a printer. Graphics, drawing, scanner. Yeah, I mean there's really nothing to do here if we can't. I gotta get this thing moved. Oh, there, move. Now that's gonna move it to the side. Guess we can add the weather, right? I think I did that on mine. Is there a weather? Search. Manage applets. What's this? Notes? Oh, these are the notes? Oh. Oh. Then you don't need it here, right? Oh, cool. Okay. That's fine. How can I make this calendar? How can I make this? We don't need terminal there. So we didn't get a clock and we didn't center the taskbar. That was the whole point of this video. Oh man, center zone, right zone, Scale to panel size optimally. Shoot. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long, so it works. It needs to be configured. And I was 100% sure I could just do it. I just did it on mine. I mean, it took a little trial and error, but I did it. I don't know why. Now I have to go back and watch my own video just to see how to do it. Because apparently the Googling does not. See, it says panel edit mode. You will see a green color on your panel. Click the app and drag them to the green center. Okay. Panel edit mode. Does it have to be like a certain one? I'm putting it in the center. Putting it right there. Let's see. When you're done doing that, go to panel settings, select center panel, and increase dragging. Thank you, that worked. It wasn't easy to figure out how to get the entire group. You just kept dragging one icon. Scale to panel size optimally, brought them back to the size they were. What does that mean? Do you have to do this first? Why is it stuck? Man. Panel settings. Left zone, center zone. Allow theme. Center zone. 16. Yeah. Panel edit mode. Move. I don't know. Anyway, it works. So if you have an old iMac, MacBook, MacBook Pro, Mac Mini, anything that's not going to run new software, I would suggest try to put Linux on it. It works very well. I am going to be doing this on my Mac Mini. I think it's a 2008. And that's very, very old. So I heard that the Wi-Fi is not going to work. You have to kind of manually install it. But we'll see. Because that Mac Mini is going to be my file service thing at some point. Actually, can you... I forgot to look this up the other day. Can you run Plex on Linux? Plex support... Yeah. Download the installer. There's Plex. Okay. So that might be the next video. I think I'm probably in the Linux space. I'm going to do terminal commands just because I haven't done any yet. And in the first video, a lot of people were telling me what commands I should do in terminal when you first set up Linux. And I didn't do any because I wanted that to be the actual video of just me running terminal commands and kind of learning it. I'm comfortable with terminal because when I was using a MacBook for iPhone setups and iCloud unlocks and stuff like that, I had to do a lot of terminal commands. So I'm sure that should be fairly straightforward for me. But we're just gonna have one terminal video. Just the only thing we're gonna do in that video is terminal commands. And I took a list of every terminal command that people suggested in the comments. So we're gonna try each one and see what happens. But that'll be next time. And then the final video, I don't know which one's gonna be the final, this one or the Mac Mini. the other video will be the Mac Mini, and then we'll install Plex on that, and then see if we can set up a file server. So that's it for now. I didn't do much. But I just wanted you to see how well it works. It's very, if you were to compare this to the Monterey that was on here before, it's very much smoother, faster. Even though it might appear to be slower, it's not. It's actually much better. The only downside is now you don't have the iCloud. You don't have the iCloud synchronization. But the thing is, she doesn't have an iPhone, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next Linux video.